On this Beer Guys TV BrewCast, it's the lion versus the bear. Check it out. Who's going to win? Come back and find out right here on Beer Guys TV.
If you're looking for serious, in-depth beer information, well, you're listening to the wrong show. But if you want fun and entertaining beer information, you've come to the right place. It's another Beer Guys TV podcast.
Well, if you're wondering what that was all about, it's about...
I'm wondering what that was all about.
Hey, you gotta have a little fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, Shane visited Firestone Walker Brewing out in California.
I did.
And in case you didn't realize, on their logos, it's got a lion and a bear. That's all that was all about. Maybe Shane can shed some light on that whole logo.
I can actually.
Can you?
I can.
Well, lay it on us, brother.
All right. So the bear represents the California bear, part
Makes
of their
sense.
flag, right? And that represents Firestone in the Firestone Walker. And the lion represents the lion from England. It's kind of an English symbol. So these two guys got together. They're related, in-laws,
oh yeah,
right? And so he's from one from England, and of course Firestone's from Walker's from England, and the Firestone is from California. And so if you watch the tour that we put up on our Facebook page,
that's right.
Yeah, so I edited the tour. We had a tour guide, and she was very informative and kind of some of the background with Firestone Walker, the brewing process, and that kind of thing. It's kind of a long video, but if you can sit through it all, it's very interesting.
Okay.
And it talks about some of the things I'll talk about today and repeat, but on our Facebook page, it's quite the interesting video.
Okay.
Tour of the Firestone Walker Brewing Company.
Interesting.
Of course, the Firestone name, that is from the Firestone tires.
Oh, I was wondering if there's any correlation.
There is, and also wineries. They had a lot of wineries in California. So Firestone Walker Brewing kind of came out of the winery industry.
It did.
It kind of stemmed from that. Early on, they wanted to brew beer using expended wine barrels. And get that kind of nuance and flavor of a wine in a beer. According to the tour guide, didn't turn out so well.
Oh.
So they kind of scratched that idea. They have used wine in beer as enhancements, but kind of using barrels to age it didn't really work out. But they do age some of their beer in fresh oak barrels.
Sure. Okay.
And it's actually the double barrel ale.
Oh yeah.
The DBA.
Yeah, I've had that. That's good.
Yeah, and we've done a podcast on that as well.
Yep.
And they do have a DBA that's you can only get at the brewery because it's very limited release.
Okay.
And there, 80% of one part of the double barrel ale, it's two ales mixed together, right? 80% is aged in oak barrels, 20% in steel casks.
Okay.
Or metal casks, aluminum, whatever it is. And that you can only get at the brewery. But the stuff that we can get anywhere, distributed nationally, especially in Minnesota, hey, we got it here, right? The DBA here is 20% oak barrel mixed with 80% of
So it's
steel
just the
barrel.
opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, which would make sense.
Yeah, they got more volume that they can actually distribute out. It was a very interesting tour. It talked about, of course, the history behind the brewer, their growth, their expansions, kind of they move from one place to another. And you'll get a lot of that on our website, obviously, but it was quite the interesting tour.
And we got a local connection.
We do have a local connection.
Right.
And in fact, I wanted to say hi to Matt out there. But she said that he was gone.
Oh, you missed him.
Oh, we just missed him. And no, he's actually in Belgium for a year.
A year?
A year
Wow.
in Belgium brewing.
Yep.
I was supposed to get some of that experience brewing a Belgium style beer.
Yeah.
To bring that back.
And in case you didn't know, Matt's father owns a business here in Litchfield, Minnesota, which is we're in Shane's backyard.
Yep.
And Peter's on Lake Ripley.
Yeah.
And he's been out there for years and years. And his son is a master brewer at Firestone Walker, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So, wow. How about that? How's that happen?
I know. And that, so it was. I wanted to see Matt and kind of just
Sure.
pick his brain a little bit while we're out there, but that didn't get to happen.
He's got bigger things going on.
He does. And the brewery tour was very interesting. Of course, they built various vessels to brew and whatever. They went from, and she talked about moving stuff from this one to that one to that one, and bottling and the whole 9 yards, right? And I, of course, here's some footage of that. You can get more footage on our Facebook page.
Good thinking.
Right.
Check it out.
But one thing that surprised me was all the specialty beers that they brewed as well. They have a barrel works, kind of a micro brew, mind you, or have you, of small one-offs that they do. And these are 3 of those.
Oh, I was kind of wondering what beer we're going to do here because we got 3 different beers. These look like kind of specialty beers.
They are very special, very limited release.
Well, to me, that means they weren't cheap then either.
They weren't cheap.
And you brought them back from California. What a guy. I get to drink them. I like it. I could take whatever I don't drink with me, Shane? No?
As long as it's in your stomach.
Well, then I shouldn't be driving the way it sounds, and we
Right.
we don't do that on Beer Guys TV.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So we have 3 different ones here. 2 of them I can talk about on the back of the box. This one in front, I'll kind of give a real brief synopsis.
Okay.
This one is called Old Man Hattan.
Old Man Hattan.
Right. And it's a tribute to the Manhattan cocktail.
Oh. Well, I think I read just a tad about it on the website. Something about it's got a little bit of a blend between an old fashioned and a Manhattan.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's even got a Coke flavor,
But with beer.
but with beer.
How weird. Interesting.
My wife really liked this one because
She did.
she likes old
Chris was
fashions.
all over that one, huh?
She was. She had, of course, at the end of the tour, they allow you to, you can buy whatever you want to try, right?
Yep.
And the Old Manhattan was the one she really liked. That was her favorite, and so we bought a few of these.
A few.
A few. The 22 is a tribute. It's an anniversary ale.
Okay.
Okay. This one it's 2018 vintage. And I'll read the back because it does mention our local connection.
Okay. Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It says, in the fall of 2006, brewmaster Matt Brennelson
That's our local guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, how about that?
He asked a handful of his winemaker friends for their input on blending a diverse stash of barrel-aged strong ales. Together they came up with 10. That's a number 10.
Oh.
Right?
Wow.
A trailblazing beer commemorating our 10th anniversary. And so began the annual autumn rite that now continues into our 22nd year. So basically this goes on and talks about this vintage ale, and it's a barrel-aged that Matt put together. So that was another one that was very interesting to me. The Parabola, that's one that I had on tap. It's an Imperial Stout. Barrel-aged Imperial Stout.
Oh, well, that sounds like a big beer.
It is a big beer.
Yeah.
This one here, it says our brewery began in 1996. So, I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
22 years old.
Yeah. See, he's sharper than he looks.
Right? Actually, 23 this year, wasn't it?
It'll be going on.
Because this is 22, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we delved into our rare art of fermenting beer in oak barrels, 10 years later, we took our barrel machinations.
Machination. That's cute.
Yeah, into the next level by aging beer in vessels inherited from bourbon houses and other spirit producers. Ever since, the resulting beers have flown under the banner of the Proprietor's Vintage Series, which has become one of the most extensive barrel aging programs in the craft industry.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. So
Wow.
the Parabola, it says it's one of a kind, a sipping experience. It's built to last and will reward carefully cellaring for years to come.
Ooh.
Enjoy it now or cellar in a cool, dark place between 45 and 55, allow it to warm up in the glass when serving.
Wow, that sounds like a very interesting beer. You got 3 pretty interesting brews here. Which one are we
Yes.
trying tonight?
Well,
Shane?
I don't think we should try all 3 because
Probably not.
they're pretty high
ABV?
ABV.
Okay.
And because I've tried these, I'm going to allow you to pick.
Ooh, I get some input on this. Well, I know this is a big sipper, and it probably go good with a cigar.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to leave this one for you.
Okay.
Just because you brought the beer, I think you should buy. I'd feel guilty if we drank that one. So I'm down to these 2. This one sounds very unique with the cocktail kind of an angle on it. I don't know if I've tried something like that or not. The Old Manhattan, and this is barrel-aged ale. So flip of the coin in my head comes up Lions.
How about bears?
I don't know. Not Bears. No. I'm leaning towards this one.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Well, let's try the Old Manhattan, because I don't know the cocktail beer thing. I just got to see what it's all about.
Okay.
How it comes across.
Exactly. So I will pour this.
Okay.
In the meantime, let's take a look at just a quick blurb of the footage that's on our Facebook page.
Okay. I'd love to.
Of the tour.
Yeah,
there
I've
might
not
be a
seen it.
commercial in there, and then we'll come back.
All right. Very good. All right. Let's do that. Back with more on Beer Guys TV.
Hey, this is Shane Zeppelin from Beer Guys TV, and I'm in California this week. And since I'm here, we decided to take a tour at the Firestone Walker Brewery. This is the Firestone Walker Brewery behind me. You can see it's pretty big, but let's go in and introduce ourselves and take a quick tour.
So the beer I started you all off with is our unfiltered DBA. So this is the beer that we started everything with back in 1996. The lion and the bear of our logo is our playful representation of our 2 founders. So we have David Walker, who is represented as the British lion. He is from the UK originally. Opposite of that, California bear, which represents Adam Firestone, born and raised California. So everything from this railing outwards, this entire space is Brewhouse 2. This particular section was our 2012 project. So this is what used to be our biggest expansion. It's hard to see from here, but further in was the original 50 barrel system. And I will be certain to walk you through that entire pathway, but just conceptually, that's all Brewhouse 1, and everything around us this way is all Brewhouse 2. But by the time we're here, and we've separated the solids and the liquids, much like before, just the liquid moves forward. We'll send it through a heat exchanger, helping us cool it down about 160 gallons. Ooh, we got some action. About 160 gallons per minute. At this point, we're off to the races to our fermentation cellar. So the Rosalie came out for the first time January of this year. Before that, we were doing those test batches that I was describing down at our Marina del Rey Menace location. So they released RB1, then did a little bit of adjusting, released RB2, adjustment, and they did that one more time. before we landed on the Rosalie the way we now see it. And this does get distribution in a similar way to where you would find the rest of our core beers. So the Easy Jacks, Union Jacks, 805, BBAs. 6-pack can is the format for the Rosalie. Cold stored, of course, is important to that too, but once those 805s are finished, they're going right down that middle lane, and that device that's jumping up and down picks the bottles up, places them back in their boxes, and then the device just behind that is where we glue the box shut, and then boom, up that very back spiral, those finished cases are,
See them
going across, and they're actually on a journey through the top of 3 buildings to get to our cold storage, which is at the very end of this street. From there, it goes automatically onto a pallet.
So we're on the conveyor belt all the way
Yep,
over. Wow.
exactly.
Okay.
Gets to the cold storage, goes on that pallet, pallet's automatically filled, wrapped, and out the door to you all as fast as possible.
So, this is Shane Zeppelin at Beer Guys TV, and I'm at the Firestone Walker Beer Emporium. And behind me, you can see that they have their 805 brand of beer. That's the area code here. But 805, what they've done is they've turned this into a brand more than just what the beer is. So it's one of their styles of beer that they brew, but they've also turned it into a brand. And let me show you around a little bit of what kind of stuff they've done. So this is like taking a beer brand and turn it into Harley Davidson. Take a look. So you can get anything from obviously the drinkware and the t-shirts, that kind of thing, all the way up to surfboards in the 805 brand. So this is genius marketing from a beer company that makes excellent beers, Firestone Walker Brewing Company.
Serving just isn't enough, so there's more Beer Guys TV on tap and coming up.
Beer Guys TV brings you beer reviews and beer-related information in a fun and clean, entertaining way. Our website is a combination of beer articles, reviews, products, videos, and now podcasts too. And you can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Check those out. Please take a moment to visit our sponsors as well and tell them that you heard about them or saw them right here on Beer Guys TV. That will allow us to continue to bring you entertaining beer reviews and other fun stuff your way. And remember to enjoy your beer in moderation, never drink and drive, and always use a designated driver. That way you'll be around to enjoy more beer tomorrow. Hey, thanks for listening. And now, back to the show. Well, welcome back to Beer Guys TV. Greg Johnson, Shane Zeppelin. Hope you enjoyed that footage. And again, thanks to our sponsors, Credit Menders Plus. Check them out if you're trying to fix your credit and get back on track. But as you see, Shane has lit up his cigar right there. And how's that matching up for you? Or is it too early to
When
tell?
we're in the break, we're tasting a little bit. It's like, you know what would go good with this is a good cigar.
Even I mentioned that it might be cigar worthy, and he was like, "That's a good idea."
It's a great idea.
Like I didn't have to tell him twice. So.
No, and I'm having a Brickhouse Maduro, which is a very full-bodied, very dark tasting cigar.
So that does match up probably.
It does
pretty
match up very well with this.
Very
so
good.
tell me what you think about this.
Well, it's interesting. As you smell it, you can kind of smell that cocktail smell, as you mentioned, cola, and I pick up a little bit of booziness come off of there. Maybe a little bit of maraschino cherry almost.
Yes.
Off there, and off the taste, It's got some deep taste to it, maybe a little stone fruit to it. What do you think? Some stone fruit.
I don't think there's any
Okay,
stone
maybe
fruit.
there's no stone.
I don't even think there's anything close to stone fruit in there.
Well,
Maybe a twist of orange.
well, maybe. Hey, it's all subjective, folks. What
It
I
is.
like and what I pick up on might be totally different than Shane
Yeah,
here.
but I don't think you're picking up stone fruit.
Okay, all right. Well, never mind then. But no, you do get
I don't
some.
think I've ever even had a stone fruit. I mean, what do you have, stone fruit jelly on your toast or what?
Yeah. And you've been having strawberry all these years. You've been missing out. A little
I
crunchy,
guess.
hard on the teeth, but it's good. Stone fruit.
How do you know when it's ripe?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess it crumbles. I don't know. It's like limestone then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It warms your innards. It's. Oops, I probably shouldn't knock on the mic there. It's a 10.5 ABV, 30 IBUs. So it's 10.5. You got to have. This is a sipper for sure. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can definitely feel the kind of warming sensation as she goes down the pipe there. But that's okay. It's a nice, especially here in the Shane's backyard studio here tonight. A little warm and humid, but still a good night for this big beer from Firestone Walker. But good. How about you? What are you picking up on there?
Well, of course, the aroma, obviously the cola, but you also get the flavor of
Yeah.
cola.
Yep.
And you get the cherry in there, the maraschino cherry, and of course the bourbon. That's kind of the main thing. It's aged in a bourbon barrel,
Yeah.
and that's why the Manhattan. Because
Right.
Manhattan is a bourbon and other stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I actually had my first Manhattan when I was in California.
Did you like it?
It was after I tried this.
Oh, did you like it?
I did.
And I like old fashions once in a while. The problem
Yeah.
is, those are I don't know what it is about those big drinks like that, but that's one and done for me. Otherwise, it's la la land. I don't know what it is about spirits, but I can't drink much of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, I'm done. But
And I think that part of that is because, I mean, you have a beer, it's even a big beer like this, it's 10%. Look at that, I got a beer beetle in mine.
you got a beer beetle.
See?
Yep, not to be confused with a a beer anything else.
Right.
But yeah, beer bug. Yep.
But I think, you're talking 40%, 50%
Yeah.
in a shot. And,
Yeah.
there's not, in those types of drinks, there's not a whole lot of mixer.
Right. You're getting
dilute it.
You're getting right to it. Where you got a big bottle of beer,
Yeah.
you got a little more consumption there. But that's,
Exactly.
probably wise.
But this does very much have a Manhattan flavor.
It does. Yeah. And Manhattans and old fashions are similar anyway. I get a little bit of the maybe oranginess from a lot of times you get an orange rind in your drink with
Yep.
that.
Nope.
I pick up on that, but and it leaves the mouthfeel is kind of big, full-bodied. It's not dry by any means.
No, it's a sweet beer.
Yeah.
It's actually very sweet, almost cola sweet. And then, like you say, the lingering aftertaste is like you took a shot of bourbon,
Yeah.
almost.
Yep. But yet, yet some beeriness to it. So it doesn't forget the beer.
It doesn't. No, exactly. I was just gonna say the same thing. You don't forget that it's a beer,
Yeah.
but you also get that it's a Manhattan.
Yeah. Well,
know?
and that's probably why it's an expensive beer. I mean, there's a lot going into this. This isn't just brew it and kick it out the door thing.
No.
This takes a lot of time, and Matt and the gang there have done a nice job of really putting together a special beer here. And
Especially when there's only 300 cases produced.
yeah, they only made 300 cases of it, and when it's gone thing, right?
Yep.
Yep.
But who knows, if it's popular, it might come back. I mean,
Right, true.
sometimes that happens.
Yep.
I don't think it'd be a main release that's going to be all
Right.
the time.
Yep.
But I can see this being a limited release, maybe once every 2, 3, 4 years,
Yeah.
whatever. Because it is a special beer, and it's something that you're going to want to sip,
Yep. This is-
enjoy with a cigar if you're a cigar aficionado. If you're not, just enjoy it with a friend
or fellow beer guy.
or a fellow beer guy.
This beer, and I think you wouldn't want to serve this ice cold by any means. This is,
No.
this is a chilled beer, but not a cold beer.
Yeah, you don't want it warm,
Yep.
but you don't want it ice cold.
Right. Yep. Yeah. It's not like
And
some of your lagers and what have you.
Actually, as it's in my hand, I can feel it. It's warmed up, and you get even more of the bourbon flavor.
Yeah, I'm finding that too. It's pleasant though. It's not. Sometimes sometimes these beers made like this they really kind of get too boozy.
Yeah.
And this one, while you get a little bit of that, it's not like holy smokes. It's not overdone.
Well, I would put it this way: it's got a very bourbon flavor, but it's not hot on alcohol.
Yeah.
The alcohol is hidden very well.
Yep. Again, it's 10.5%, so it's a big beer, but it's not like some of those.
Yeah, some of them it's almost like like you say, it burns. It's warms going down. Some of them burn going down.
Yep.
But it's got a very bourbon-esque.
Bourbon-esque. I like that. Bourbon-esque. Got that? Bourbon-esque.
Bourbon-esque.
Yeah. So and Firestone Walker has really become one of the premier breweries off the West Coast.
Yeah.
And really everywhere. I think Matt has flown around and worked with breweries all over the world now.
Yes.
And now he's in Belgium working with.
Yep.
I mean that just shows you that they want to keep growing and enhancing what they've got. They're not happy with their standard. So.
No, they're growing. I forget what she said, how many barrels they produce, every year, whatever, every week, whatever. It was a lot.
No doubt.
So Firestone Walker reminds me of, in our neck of the woods, of a Shells.
Sure, yeah. Big brewery, does a lot of different things.
Yep, and the distribution for them is it's local.
Yep.
But they've also spread their wings, and of course, we are fortunate in Litchfield, Minnesota, to have that connection because Matt was able to bring Firestone Walker brews back to us.
Right. In fact, the local place, one of the first places in Minnesota to have it. Obviously, his dad owning the restaurant had a little inside deal there. But
he's
got the
out
distributors to get that online and on tap out here. So we've been able to enjoy some Firestone Walker. Now it's getting around the state and all that.
Yep.
But one of the first places you could ever find it in the state was at Peters on Lake Ripley.
Right.
So that was fun. That was a fun surprise.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got what? That's before I realized that. And you told me, well, his sons are like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Matt's a head brewer out there. So.
Right. And you got Sierra Nevada out there. They're very popular across America, and now Firestone Walker, I think, is kind of on their heels, kind of doing that thing.
Yeah.
One of the surprising things to me as well was they have a beer. It's a kind of it's a Pilsner, I believe. It's kind of their mainstream beer style.
Okay, sure.
Like a lager.
Sure.
Okay, so it's called 805.
805. Okay.
Uh-huh. So, but 805, that's the area code out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So 805 is the area code. But they turned that beer all by itself into a brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you go to, I believe it's 805beer.com, you'll see its own separate website.
Okay.
But it's
very good. Very good. Oh. Hey, you didn't never know who's going to show up on a Beer Guys TV
Right.
BrewCast. We got pizza delivery going on in the background and all kinds of fun. It's a beautiful night for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, pizza.
It does.
Oh, yeah. See, Chris, that's what she's the sharp one of the bunch.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we had a little bit of a distraction there with the pizza delivery guy.
Don't mind us.
Yeah.
We always get
with the 805, they took the 805 and branded it like Harley Davidson brands their gear.
Oh.
So 805, you can get T-shirts and mugs and of course stickers and whatever, but they've kind of created a lifestyle around it.
Really?
So this brand is very motorcycle-ish, very tied to the motorcycle style.
Kind of a biker beer.
Biker beer, yeah, that's kind of that's a biker beer.
Yeah.
And so the 805 brand, which is a Firestone Walker sub-brand, I guess.
Okay.
I think it's very clever marketing on their part. You can get surfboards, 805 branded surfboards.
It is California, folks.
Black and white. That's what 805 is.
Oh,
It's
it's
black,
all black
and
and white. That's their thing.
Yep.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
their thing. So the surfboards are black and the logo's white.
Okay.
All their gear is black and with a white logo. So of course you'll see that a lot of that video footage. I'll pop some in now while we're talking about it. But
Okay.
on our Facebook page, the entire tour, and then I got a little segment on the end there about 8:05.
Okay. Very good.
So
Interesting.
that was fun.
Interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about craft breweries. If you travel, check some of these out, because the story behind them is almost as good as the beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes better.
Yep.
You know. So as you're out and about, check out some local breweries. Or when Carol and I are out, I know you and Chris do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's a brewery nearby. Let's go stop in. And you don't have to drink a bunch of beer, even. You know, if
Sometimes we even run into each other.
yeah, sometimes we have done that. Hey, what are you doing here?
Exactly.
The beer guys are everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
We are everywhere.
Yeah, but Firestone Walker, I've always enjoyed them. Just about every beer we've tried from them has been pretty good. So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed their stuff. So, and this beer is no exception. It's a different style. It's nothing you would just slam down by any means. It's not a thirst quenching summer lawnmower beer, if you will.
Right.
But it's a nice, like you're doing with the cigar and just hanging out and enjoying a nice sipper.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Very good. And of course, you sure you want these?
You know what? I think we can share them.
Oh, what a guy. See, that's Shane. That's why he's the producer. He's okay. He takes care of the old G-man here. But
We can share these. I had the Parabola out there, and that's why I bought this, because
Yeah.
I really like it.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I did taste this one. I just somebody else in the group had this, and I
Oh, so you
tasted
can
it.
take a look. Yep.
So I took a sip. It's like, oh, okay, I'll buy one of them as well.
Okay.
We bought 3 of these.
3. Oh.
Now we're down to 1.
Uh-oh.
So there's
Not going to be
one
in the
left.
doghouse with the wife now, am I?
Yeah. So what would that be out of 300 cases? What percentage would that be? We bought
1%?
like 0.001%.
Yeah.
Whatever. But in any case, there's 3 less out there.
Yeah.
For y'all
Thanks to
try.
Zeppelin here. So, yeah, there you go. Well, good. Well, thanks for bringing those back.
You're welcome.
And thanks for the great footage. That's very interesting stuff, and it's always fun to see behind the scenes stuff. I know when we're out and about, we try to post some pictures and stuff, but getting some video and getting the tour like that's really good stuff. So,
And believe me, it's not easy. I mean, it's easy to get the, oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
And then, okay, I got the go ahead. And then when I'm trying to follow the tour guide around and try to get extra footage, and I got the mic and the camera on her, and then it's like, oh, I got to get, okay, she's talking about this, I got to get that footage over here.
Oh boy.
And then it's like, okay, she takes a break, and she was so, you'll see in the video, she's very, very kind of energetic and very passionate about her, the tour, and she really puts a lot of emphasis on different areas. There was a beer that we tried out there. It's called Rosalie.
Oh, I think I've seen something about that.
Okay.
Is that kind of a
That-
citrusy?
Yeah, it's actually wine and, well, let me look it up on the website here, since I have it available. Hibiscus.
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 Oh. Whoa. So.
And wine grapes. It's brewed with hibiscus and wine grapes. And that was, so you get 3 tastings. One at the beginning, which is the double barrel that you can only get at the brewery. This Rosalie, which is very lovely, quite a great
lovely.
summer. It's lovely.
You get that?
It's a
It's
great
lovely.
summer beer. Lovely. I don't know if you can see that, but take a look at that. Rosalie.
Take a look at.
And then at the end, whichever you want from the,
Oh, so you get one of whatever you want.
whatever you want at the end. And they have, of course, some of these barrel aged on tap, and then they have some of the other standardized ones.
Gotcha.
Union Jack is one of their famous
I
ones.
like that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got a new one that's more of a sessionable.
Yeah.
Union. Oh gosh,
Union
no.
John.
No, it's Union Jack, but it's come on, our beer and what is that for? I went one page too far back. Easy Jack IPA.
Easy Jack.
Easy Jack.
Would that go good with Kojak?
That actually it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would. But it's a lot. Its ABV is 4%.
Oh, yeah.
But
See,
it's-
I don't mind them low ABV beers.
No, I don't
That's
either.
kind of nice, actually.
And the IBU is 45. So I mean, it's got some good hoppiness.
Yep.
but yet it's sessionable, so you can have 3 and not.
And you know, we
Feel
all
like-
know that hoppiness is hard to find. Sorry, had to.
You and Kermit, you're always so happy.
Oh boy. Well, very good. Well,
Yeah.
great insight about the brewery there, and great beers, and very interesting beer. Get a chance to check this one out, do so, and check out any of their beers. If you like good quality craft beers, Firestone Walker does a good job. And I don't know, I guess we never decided who won, the bear or the lion, but we'll call it a draw. What do you say?
I think we should call it a draw.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So very good. Well, thank you, Shane.
You're welcome.
Anything else you want to add before we go lock this one down?
Check it out. Check out Firestone Walker Brewery. Check out their beers if they're in your area. If not, find a friend who's got some and maybe do a trade or whatever. But
Yeah, or just happen to stop by
Get
and
it.
go, hey, what you got in the fridge?
yeah,
And
you might. I mean, you might have to give up a little bit for one of these
Yeah.
specialty beers, but hey, it's worth it.
there you go. There you go. Words well said. Well, thank you, Shane.
You're welcome, Greg.
All right, for Shane Zeppelin, I'm Greg Johnson, and until next time, beers to ya. The lion did win, by the way.
Have you seen how big the bear is?
Yeah. Never mind.
Beer Guys TV reminds you to drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and always use a DD. Be sure to expand your beer list by trying something different. Remember to check out BeerGuysTV.com and find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for listening to this Beer Guys TV podcast. Sponsor messages you hear on our podcast are paid endorsements unless otherwise stated. These messages help us bring Beer Guys TV to you. We encourage you to support our sponsors so that we may continue to provide quality entertainment and information. Our reviews are honest opinions. Your opinion and taste may vary. We encourage you to try beers and products for yourself and form your own opinions. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us what beer you like and send us your suggestions for us to review. You can contact us at beerguystv@gmail.com.